The point is, fuck J.K. Rowling, fuck Dan Savage, and fuck anybody who still gives a shit about either of them. Okay, so I think what I'm getting at is, do you not think that we should obey the campsite rule? Oh my fucking God, no, I'm asking. Do you disagree with the idea that an older person in a relationship, any relationship sexual or not, do you disagree that the older person has a responsibility to leave the younger person better than they found them? That's all I'm asking. I mean, sure, that sounds lovely, but in practice it just allows older men to feel entitled to sleep with boys as young as they want. And how young of guys do you think most men want to sleep with? I don't know, sounds like in some places it's 16. And what kinds of places are those? You just said that. So you think Puerto Ricans want to fuck 16-year-olds? That's not what I'm saying. Kind of sounds like what you're saying. See, I can also read racism into everything. Oh my God, you sound like a fucking Fox News host. What I'm saying is, I think some guys want to fuck 16-year-olds. Some guys want to fuck 17-year-olds. Honestly, I think a lot of guys want to fuck 17-year-olds. Do you want to fuck 17-year-olds? No. But also, that's different. I'm 19. Why is it different? Because I'm only 2 years older than them. Use your brain, dude. You seem to have made the assumption that I want to fuck 17-year-olds. I mean, you said that's the age of consent here and then refused to answer my question. Just because that's the state's line doesn't mean it's mine. Okay, so then, where's your line? Where's your line? Why do you want to know so bad? My line is, are you legally independent from your parents? Because at that point, I don't know. I think you get to make your own choices. I did when I was your age. You obviously are right now. So you think you're entitled to fuck me? I don't think I'm entitled to fuck anyone. But if we're both on a dating app, I do think I'm entitled to ask. Show me your driver's license. Seriously? Oh yeah. It doesn't matter how old I am as long as I'm at least 17, right? Show me your driver's license, Brian. It would still be legal regardless, is what I'm saying. I'm obviously not a bot or child. Yeah, I don't sleep with 17-year-olds. Why not, though? Because I'm not an idiot? What do you mean? I mean, you're not going to trick me into saying I would have sex with a person who is, by almost all legal standards, considered a child? Well, there's a lot of black 17-year-olds in this country sitting in prison because a judge decided they should be considered adults. So, Brian, can I be honest with you for a second? I didn't have you over here to debate the minutia of progressive politics. Well, of course not. You're not a progressive. Liberal politics or whatever. If you think liberal and progressive mean the same thing, then you're definitely not a progressive. Sorry, let me stop you right there and recap our evening so far. I invited you over, you pretended not to recognize me, and then it took me a minute. You started trying to get me to say I'd still hook up with you even if you were a minor, which is frankly really fucking weird. I'm not calling you a pedophile. First of all, Jesus, who said the word pedophile? Besides, someone who's attracted to teenagers is called an ephebophile. Why do you know that? Because I'm 35 and I know a lot of things. So you're an ephebophile? That's it? No, neither term applies to me. And thank God. What a burden that would be. To be a pedophile or an ephebophile or whatever. What a fucking cross to bear. Can you even imagine? Sorry, are you sympathizing with pedophiles right now? With ethical pedophiles? Cow, absolutely. What the fuck is an ethical pedophile? Imagine you're attracted to children. Jesus. Just listen for a second. Imagine you're attracted to children and you know that that's wrong, so you go to therapy, you seek treatment, and you stay away from kids. That is admirable. Someone who denies themselves what they want because they know that what they want is evil. That is not a person I judge. That is a person I respect. So you respect pedophiles. Minor attracted persons. Non-offending pedophiles? Yes. People who actually touch children? Of course not. That is evil beyond evil. But half of child rapists aren't even pedophiles at all. Rape isn't about sex, Brian. It's about power. I know that. So you're not into kids. No, Jesus. But you are into younger guys. I'm into all sorts of guys. Sometimes older, sometimes younger, not always for the same thing. What, you like top for younger, bottom for older? Usually the other way around, actually. But you told me you were a top. You're a top, right? I douched. Yeah, you were maybe an exception to the rule. Why? Because I thought it'd be fun to fuck the living shit out of you. Say that again? Are you wearing a wire? Or a camera, maybe? I'm sure that you're not. But just as a reminder, if you were recording me right now, that would be illegal, at least in this state. And unlike you, I am more than willing to call the police.